Morning YouTube. Well, you may be wondering what I'm up to. My project this week is going to be to replace everything that's on this wall here with a large board of plywood that I managed to snaffle from one of the neighbours, and I'm going to put up a pegboard so that all my spanners and tools and what have you can be stored away here quite safely. The piece of plywood, as you can see, is salvaged. Apparently they were using it for just temporary flooring whilst they were having a lot of work done in the house, and it was actually put outside for scrap, just for someone to take away. So I was very lucky when I knocked on the door and they said, yes, please help yourself. So anyway, I've cut it out. It's 5 foot by 4, which is the same measurements as this wall here. That's in old money. If you want to find out what that is in meters and millimeters, work it out. Google will help you. And that's going to go on this wall here. Now, as you know, one of my trips this year, if I can manage to get on it, if it's not been stopped for whatever reason, is to go to France, which will be my first ever trip across the water to foreign climes. Well, at least I thought it was until I had to think back. And there was a time when actually myself and my 2 sons, Anthony and Daniel, we did actually cross the water on a ferry and go to foreign parts. Well, the Isle of Man. It was in 2010, summer, and we decided that we were going to see if we can get across there, not do the TT because everybody would be there for the TT. Bear in mind that at that time in 2010 we were still on L plates, so we were having to be careful. And we set off from here and made our way to Heysham to get the ferry across to the Isle of Man. Now everything went well and we didn't have any problems getting to the ferry port. The only problem we had was when we got there, for some reason Daniel's bike wouldn't start, and we were very close to boarding, and it was a bit of touch and go. But with the aid of the AA, we managed to get the thing started again. It turned out that the chip in the key wasn't speaking to the chip on the bike, and it had to be sort of switched off, go for a walk, come back and try again later, and it worked perfectly, and we didn't have a fault after that. Now, getting across the water on the ferry, it's our first ever ferry crossing, and we had hoped for a nice flat calm sea and a lovely sunny day. It poured it down with rain and everything was very, very choppy. By the time we got to the Isle of Man, we really didn't care for doing very much in the way of riding. Thankfully the guest house that was putting us up wasn't too far away. Anyway, we put together a combination of photographs and what have you, and I've put them here now for you to have a look at, and I hope you enjoy watching this first part. Well, as you can see from those photographs, that was us getting to the Isle of Man. The sea was really very choppy, and when we got to Douglas we found that the digs that we were staying at were really quite poor. But anyway, we put all that behind us because the next day the sun came out and it was really quite pleasant. So the plan for the day was to take ourselves around the coast, but not strictly, because we wanted to see some of the other places as well. We did call in at the Cragney Bar for some lunch, but we also took ourselves up to Ramsey and the Laxey Wheel, which was quite a surprise because there's actually two wheels there. Apart from the Laxey Wheel, there's another one which is called the Snaefell, I think it is, wheel, which is just a little bit further down the hill. We took in some views around the countryside as well, and a few views out to sea, and we also took in the electric tram, or is it a train, I'm not sure, that runs around the island, which was really very interesting to see. Anyway, here's a few more photographs for you to have a look at, and I hope you're enjoying this so far. Well, that was the Isle of Man, and I hope you enjoyed watching those photographs drift by. We had a pretty good time despite the weather, which was on and off sunny, and we finally took the catamaran back, which got us back to Liverpool, and then we had a fairly uneventful ride back from there, but we came back via the Peak District, so that was quite pleasant. Anyway, I'll finish off in the usual way by saying look after yourselves, look after the people around you, don't forget the 2-metre rule, and of course always wear your mask. And with a bit of luck, by the time this comes out, we may even have come out of lockdown. Who knows? Fingers crossed. Anyway, until next time, bye for now.